Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you and you and you and you. Good morning, everybody. I love our little crowd here. What lovely people we have. That's what Mark and I were just saying. We have, without a doubt, the best followers and subscribers anywhere. Just saying. I just thought we were just chatting about that before we went live. We love you because you always make us laugh. You always have something to tell us that we didn't know, and you're always here. And nobody will ever break us. So welcome. If you're new and you've never joined us before, we do coffee moaning every single day, 7 days a week. And we also do loads of other things on the channel. We do mental health films, recipes, of course, movie and TV reviews. Actually, Mark just put up recently a brilliant movie review about a really lovely, charming little film that Maddie and I are going to curl up and watch. And it's a really... Be there. Sorry. We do have to do that quite often. We have to flick between 4G and normal Virgin or whatever it is. I don't know what we're with, but whatever we're with, it's bloody rubbish. BT. We're with BT. Does anyone else have a nightmare with BT? We're on 4G now.
Hello.
Yes, so good morning. Oh my God, there's a new drama starting tonight, but I'm actually out with the Loose Women tonight, but we are going to watch it and we're going to do live reviews after the rest of them.
Hey. Oh, look, it's terrible.
Oh my God.
This is 4G and it's terrible.
I hope you... Maybe I should just sing good morning. Good morning.
Let's try going back over. Sorry, guys.
Now?
There you go.
Can you see us now? How are we doing?
We need the longest Ethernet cable in the world, Michelle, to do that.
Did anyone try my fried bananas with chocolate sauce? They were so nice, so crispy. It's a recipe that I put up a couple of days ago. If you're fancying something, a bit of comfort something this morning, after this, check out that recipe and have a go with it. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoy spending time with us.
Christina, Olivia, we did watch the first episode of Time, but Nadia found it too distressing for us to go back.
And apparently it gets worse.
Yeah.
I thought it was brilliant.
It was brilliant, and I really want to watch it, but...
you might have to watch it and review it yourself, because it's too much for me.
Yeah, maybe.
And Nanny Di said, if Nanny Di says to me, the next 2 episodes are going to kill you, well, I just don't think I can do it. Oh, look, what a wonderful name. Anna Scharlenbaus. Hi.
Oh, yeah.
New, over from Instagram. Charalambous. Oh, is that Greek? Charalambous.
Emma Armstrong. Could I please get a shout out for Tyler, who's just finished his degree?
Well done, Tyler.
Emma Armstrong's Tyler.
Yee.
Well done. We watch Same Time every morning before going to uni. Oh, bless. Ellen, I fancy coming around to do your cupboards and you can cook for us, Nadia.
No, I'd love people to do my cupboards. Good morning, Matthew. Matthew's new over from Instagram.
Oh, Matthew,
hit
hello.
the subscribe button and the notification bell so you always know when we're live.
Oh, Gabrielle, it's very violent. He gets hit by snooker balls in a bag. That was in that film Scum. Do you remember that film Scum years ago?
The bit with the boiling sugar, we were so shocked, weren't we?
We thought they just wanted to make a cup of tea.
Oh no, I knew something bad was going to happen.
Zoe says better to just stick to below deck sailing yachts.
Julia Walker, who's in the members area, has never had a shout out welcome. Well, you need a song. Welcome, Julia Walker. Welcome, Julia Walker. Welcome, Julia Walker.
Oh, that's nice. Hope Parsons, hope you're well. Hope you're looking forward to your first Sunday show this weekend. I think you were a member who joined a couple of days ago. Lucy Kitson loves that she's caught alive. Space Geek. I'm recovering from falling off a rope swing. My tree snapped and I landed on my ribs and my back, so I'm in bed. Ouch.
Oh my God.
Ouchie, ouchie.
God, well, I'm glad you're all right, because that could have gone very badly, shouldn't it? Oh, somebody there is now addicted to Below Deck. Can't see who it was because of us moaning, going on about. You know what we're watching at the moment? Unanchored.
Yes, that's
good as well.
It is good.
A lot of drinking puts you off being drunk, doesn't it?
Most of those shows do, actually. They sort of remind you why, yes, that terrible waking up in the morning. Reese Roberts, I watched the first episode of Loki. I'm going to watch 2 episodes before we commit to doing a review of it. It's doing very well, though, isn't it, for Disney+.
Alice Kearney, Nadia, I've never had a card. Can I have one, please? You have to join the live in the members area. Because it's a case of winning. Everybody will eventually get one, but you have to win one.
Now, the Members Live will probably be happening tonight, though if it doesn't, forgive us. It'll be just me, because Nadia's out.
Nanny died?
But maybe Nanny died, depends how she's feeling. But yeah, so there will be a Members Live coming, but I will notify you on the community tab when that is.
Katerina Petrone, hello to you today, and hello back to you. I think you're new over from Instagram.
No.
Hit the subscribe button, honey, and the notification bell.
MT has never had a welcome song. Do you want to quickly give MT?
MT, MT, MT. It's so wonderful to have you with us. MT.
Is that MT as in MT or MT as in MT?
And if this is the very first time you've joined us for the news, don't worry, we do get to the news, but we like to just have a little bit of a warm-up, just in case there's bad news, so we can ease ourselves into it. Mark's getting his second jab today, aren't you?
I am getting my second jab at 4:50. What's that? Gordon Squire. Oh, look, we've got a troll in the house. Let's get rid of him.
Troll in the house, troll in the house, troll in the house.
Ben Thompson.
It's not the best place to come when you're not happy.
No,
Mr. Troll. Just reach out and get some help somewhere. Right, so I've brought up Mark's vaccine because there is not just good news, excellent news. Excellent, right? Now, you know, regular listeners here know that I am obsessed with Dr. John Campbell, he's up to almost 1 million subscribers now.
He's been constant and reliable throughout.
And almost every single thing he's said has come true. He never pontificates. Everything he discusses is by looking at data and looking at peer reviews and reports. And everything that's happening with the Indian variant, he told us about everything about ivermectin, which is an anti-inflammatory drug that should be being used everywhere, in his opinion, now because the data is out, and what an incredibly powerful tool that is against COVID. And he's not one for let's say big gestures, is he? He's not theatrical or anyway over dramatic. And last night, we went to bed and we were listening to him, and he was positively over the bloody moon.
He was cock-a-hoop.
He was cock-a-hoop.
Cock-a-hoop.
Cock-a-hoop. The reason being is Oxford AstraZeneca made an announcement yesterday, and he literally couldn't believe it, Dr. John Campbell, that no media outlet had picked up on it. And why was that, Mark?
Because it doesn't make people click on links.
Because it's good news. Okay, so stay with us. We'll tell you about the good news in a bit later. Stay with us.
We've got nothing else to say. Let's tell them now.
Okay. So
fuck all else in the news, guys.
Do you want the good news? Give me lots of hearts if you want some good news. Hit the thumbs up button just underneath me if you want the good news.
Exactly.
And it is really good news. I'm not bullshitting you. John Campbell.
It's probably the best news that would shut up every news gathering station.
Look at the hearts.
On the planet, which is why none of the news stations have reported it.
Come on, hit the thumbs up. There's 627 of you watching. Let's get it up. Let's get them up. And I'm going to tell you the good news. And last night we were so tired. I'll wait for the numbers to go up. We were so tired, and we were a bit like, weren't we? And we were just, actually.
Yeah, no, it was kind of like, oh my God,
that's
is he really saying
news.
that? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Now, we're over 200.
Wonder Woman wants bad news.
Wonder Woman. I'm sure we can find something for you in a minute. So, about 6 months ago, John Campbell was he was excited about some data that had come through about SARS-2. And that the antibodies in SARS-2, it hadn't just come through, he'd been looking around, had seemed to be, so like somebody had SARS-2, it seemed that antibodies lasted for 10 years, up to 10 years. And he said, this could be our way out of this horror, because the professionals, or the doctors and the scientists, have constantly spoken about, it's not just antibodies, it's also T cells. T cells can fight viruses in a way and not necessarily show up antibodies.
Exactly.
Anyway, so he was very excited about that months ago. Yesterday, this announcement was made with Oxford AstraZeneca saying that the antibodies are holding with the vaccines, because I don't know if you knew, but there was this real worry that it could just be a matter of months before we're all needing boosters again. And he said, no, they're absolutely holding. And don't forget, Oxford AstraZeneca have been running these trials like a year before we all had the vaccines.
Yeah.
So he was saying that they're holding now for almost 2 years. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's incredible, because Mark's worry has always been like, when we're up and running,
when will it taper out?
When we come to autumn, and if we're having to do the boosters, isn't that when the whole vaccination thing is going to fall apart? But I really would urge you to go and listen to the film itself yesterday, because he has all sorts of links that you can
So basically, the upshot of all of that is that it looks like the antibodies and the vaccines and getting the disease are protecting us and will be protecting us for much longer.
So listen to this bit. So he said you can have 2 vaccines right now. What you've got to remember, you can still get COVID with 2 vaccines. But he said, I could have it, go up to bed, wake up the next morning, not. You're going to have it asymptomatically or very, very mild symptoms. And he said, it's actually quite a good thing if you've had the 2 vaccines and then you get COVID, because what it does is it boosts the antibodies again.
Another boost.
So when you hear people go, oh, but you still can get it with the vaccines, don't forget.
Turn around to them and say, I bloody hope I do.
Because it will boost my antibodies. So go and check out Dr. John Campbell's film tomorrow. We went to bed like resting a bit easier yesterday, didn't we? Because it really is excellent news. We haven't seen it anywhere. It's not making the headlines in the Mail Online. It's not making the headline anywhere.
It's quite remarkable.
It's incredible.
Quite remarkable the extent to which people don't want to hear good news. And I would also say that it's not just the journalists. They'd argue we're feeding the appetite of people who are clicking. I think people want to flirt with disaster, and people want to think that this is awful and is going to stay awful and all that kind of stuff. So I do genuinely think this is really, really good news. I have watched some GB News, Lucy Heaney. Once they've sorted out that it's not out of sync, I'll be watching it again just to sort of check it out.
They're having too many
so many technical errors, and then you flick straight to Sky and you're like, Jesus.
Faith Goodman, Dr. John Campbell is a true hero. He's one of the old-fashioned types. Like the other day, he said, well, you know, because with this YouTube, he does it like he doesn't really understand
like he's not even aware.
it is. Yeah. People like approach me and say, do I want to like do adverts like for things, for, you know, for like medicines and stuff. And he always says, I don't really understand it. Yeah. He's so sweet.
He's so sweet.
He's so sweet.
But he knows, he's obviously received his plaque because it's on the wall.
He's got his
plaque.
Which
we haven't done.
He's got his plaque
up.
So please do go and watch him and share him, because it's at nearly 1 million subscribers. He needs to be knighted at the end of this pandemic. Every single day of films, sometimes 2 or 3 films. So...
Zoe says, I never got on the John Campbell hype. I should start now. He's been a part of our marriage for 1.5 years nearly now. He's been there every night in our bedroom. He's more reliably turning up in our bedroom than Nadia does these days.
So humble, Pauline. Yeah. So humble.
So
good old-fashioned fella he is.
Yeah. So the big news story today, there's that, which isn't being reported. So, of course, the thing about following the news headlines is they're not reporting that bit of news. And I'd have thought it's the most important bit of news going, is that we are potentially, once vaccinated, or when we have encountered or had the disease and then been vaccinated, it looks like immunity is going to last for a long time.
It's just incredible
Which
news.
is the only kind of news that we want to kind of steer us towards and through Christmas, doesn't it?
Acantha Rain Oak Moon. I think this is the best news. Best birthday present I could have had
it's your
today.
birthday, Acantha
Happy
Rain.
birthday, Acantha Rain. Happy birthday, Acantha Rain. Happy birthday, Acantha Rain. Happy birthday to you. Derry Shaw says, Mark, they've sorted out the sound. It's much better now.
Good.
Thank you for that.
Good,
we will be checking it out. Yeah. So there you go. Good news. And also more good news.
Double jab and travel.
Double jab and travel. Now, there did need to be something. Apart from, obviously, saving yourself from death.
So the headline here is, travel restrictions may be eased for Britons who have had both jabs.
And reading between the lines of the minister that was discussing it, it sounds like they definitely are, but they haven't decided yet. So that's more good news for you, isn't it?
Exactly.
More good news. What this would mean is that you can go to amber countries and not have to quarantine when you come back.
And this will be significant because, of course, we'll be able to travel back to America. It's US travel is included in this.
US
I mean, I think when it,
it means that Spain's open again for holidays, and I think this is a smart move by the government at this point, because people that are still reluctant may very well now rush to get a vaccine. And it's like they're saying, we don't want to be left behind by the rest of the world, i.e. we're going to turn around and go, come on, how come that country and that country can all travel without quarantine if they're double jabbed and we can't? So
exactly.
Yeah.
So I just feel like the mood music coming out of everywhere is that things are only going to get better.
Things can only get better.
It was really encouraging to see that Christian Eriksen, the footballer who obviously had that catastrophic moment on the court, on the pitch, is to be fitted with a heart-starting device after his cardiac arrest. Is that like
it's so sad. I mean, it's the end of his career, isn't it? You can't be a footballer. I mean, I don't know anything about
ICD heart-starting device. Is that presumably that's like a pacemaker, right?
Probably.
So that if it happens again, he's been through different heart examinations, decided that he should have an ICD due to rhythm disturbances, which is, thank God he's survived and he's going to be well. But of course, as you say, I mean, the future for him will be incredibly uncertain.
Well, his career's over, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at this. COVID cases rise exponentially across England.
But
vaccines.
But vaccines work.
Yay, it's up there. It's LBC are reporting it.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. What are they saying?
A study commissioned by the government known as the REACT study found that infections have increased by 50%, but scientists say that immunity in the population means the exponential growth may not last.
Well, okay, but they're still not saying about how the antibody. It's still not about the vaccine.
That's not the story. They don't want that story.
They don't want that
They want to be able to keep making people click, 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 click. Yes, I am having my vaccine later today, which I'm sort of, very excited about.
Did anyone see Joe Biden getting pissed off with the journalist today? It was really good.
Did he?
Oh, he was like, Joe.
Was he?
There's another side to you, Joe.
Because I thought him and the Vlad were going to go and play squash together, weren't they? Did you see Biden and
I didn't see that, but he was walking away and one of the journalists said to him, so why are you so confident that Putin is going to sort of basically play ball? He turned round, he came back to her, he goes, what are you doing? Why are you saying that I've said that I'm confident? What I said was, basically, and what he said was, the rest of the world have got to show Putin that he's not going to get away with the behaviour that he's going to get away with anymore. And he goes, and God knows how Putin basically is going to react to that. That's kind of what he said. But he was very fierce.
Oh, there you go. We recorded Confessions of a Modern Parent, and it's all about pets and animals and teens and children. And this story struck me today. Digby the diffusing dog saves life of suicidal woman on motorway bridge. Fire service says canine was key to convincing woman to work with emergency responders. It's been hailed a hero, Digby, for saving a woman who was considering taking her own life on a motorway bridge this week. It's called a diffusing dog, not because of the bombs, but because it helped to calm the situation on the bridge. And we talk about that a little bit. Maddie talks about that, the fact that dogs are so important for mental health and for mindfulness and calming and and so a very heartwarming story there of Digby the diffusing dog saving a woman.
Dogs are always there if we feel sad.
Yeah.
Somebody there just saying Matt Hancock's answer to was he fucking hopeless was I don't think so.
What, as in I don't think, as in he's not certain, or?
Was anyone else really shocked by that? Dominic Cummings, he's such a little shit, isn't he? I mean, my God.
You could see what happened if he wasn't invited to your party at school.
I would have kept him very close to me. He's an enemy you keep close, not one that you chuck out, because my God, he's pissing in now, isn't he, from the outside?
Yes, he's actually showing WhatsApp messages now, isn't he?
Oh,
and that's quite something.
Lowest of the low.
I mean, I wonder how that's going to float with Boris and Matt.
Sad.
What do you think?
Screenshotting WhatsApp.
It's a bit embarrassing, isn't it?
So embarrassing.
It's a bit embarrassing. Airing your dirty laundry.
But actually, you know what? Joking aside, I was actually really pissed off with it yesterday. I was moaning to you about it, wasn't I? I said, clearly, if these messages are true, then Boris was like, Matt Hancock's fucking hopeless at sorting out the PPE. He's rubbish at sorting out the testing. This is what these texts were about. Talking about putting Gove in his place, but what did he do? Just couldn't be asked in the end.
Did anyone else see the story recently about, it was 2 days ago? I think it was Sky Australia, saying that they revealed the fact that they had bats in the Wuhan lab. I read you the story. They actually discovered that there were bats.
Yeah.
And it kind of disproves the whole thing that the WHO, this desire to just keep China happy It's not about just keeping China happy. We don't mind China, but just don't lie. Just come on, come clean. Tell us what happened. There were bats in the lab. Senior scientists have gone missing. Senior doctors who spoke out about it have disappeared. Just come on. It doesn't take a genius to work out what's possibly happened here. And everyone's still pussyfooting around saying something. So frustrating. So frustrating. Linda Breslin, how are you both? Getting there, Linda. Getting there. The Who were hopeless. They were hopeless, weren't they? Studio audience tickets for Quiz Show on L Street being organised by ticket agents, so probably. So hopefully audiences will come back for loose, hey? Yeah. Dragon Rose, of course, you can have a shout out to cheer you up.
Hello, Dragon Rose. Hello, Dragon Rose. 668 of you watching. Come on, hit that thumbs up.
Yeah.
That'll be nice to see you. Just going, yeah, we're having a really good time. Just
Dawn Claricoat says Cummings isn't bitter. Well, in a sarcastic fashion, obviously. You're not literally saying he isn't bitter, because he clearly is.
Yeah.
Just having another little look through the news, because there's not an awful lot. Portugal sees the biggest daily jump in COVID-19 cases. Putin and Biden.
Are they vaccinated? I suppose
Putin and Biden are going to play squash together. Not. I'm being sarcastic.
What's this cave syndrome? I was just saying over on Instagram, I was listening to a really interesting debate today on phone-in on whether people should be forced back to the office. And, the right-wing press are banging on about people have got lazy and they need to get back to the office. And there was just one brilliant phone call after another, and they kept apologising. They kept saying, well, I'm sorry, but I've had a really good experience. My my production has improved. I got to see my baby's first crawl, my baby's first day. I'm not now spending 3 hours one way and 3 hours the other way. I was depressed. Every one of my relationships has improved with my friends, with my family, with my extended family.
Yeah. But you're not allowed to enjoy life.
Yeah, well, this is it. But this is what James Bryan was saying.
Everyone gets really angry if you do anything or live your life in a way that means you potentially run the risk of enjoying it. Not allowed, guys.
And it's like James Bryan was saying so often, that because one guy was saying, and if I finished my work at 3:30, I finish. And he goes, if I was in the office, I would just pedal and pretend that I'm still working. Absolutely. And it's like James Bryan said. He said, and so often the people at the office that are shouting the loudest about working the hardest are doing the least.
Yeah. But also the other thing about offices as well, and we've all worked in them, we've all done them, is that so much time is spent covertly pretending to look busy. And so much time is also spent on your lunch break, having a fag break, doing all these other bits. But actually, if you concertina down the amount of work done, every time we've had productions and people have worked from home, they've got so much more done. And I don't care if they get their daily work done in 5 hours, if it means that they also then have a more meaningful relationship with the rest of their family and they can do things too, because then they'll be happier and then they'll be more inclined to do another 5 hours. Finally, because it really gets to me this, we live in a culture where if we see anyone supposedly enjoying their work or enjoying their lives, we all have to be a bit po-faced and go, what are you doing?
It has to be a bit martyred,
hang on, no, you can't do that.
But Gabrielle says there she really is missing her colleagues and wants to get back to the office. Absolutely.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely. And I think, that's very important as well. But I think for people, that have got families.
Some people.
Yeah, for some people that have got families and are spending a fortune and hours a day travelling, and just to hear one person after another saying the change to their mental health is remarkable, was just really heartwarming, because we know that there's an absolute crisis with mental health coming out of the pandemic. And it was just really nice to hear about all the people that actually their lives have completely improved. And then you've got this Richard Littlejohn, apparently he's absolutely going ballistic about it. He's such a fascist, isn't he? Yeah. About how disgraceful it is, and just tarring everyone with the same brush, that anyone that doesn't want to go back to the office.
But he's worked from home all his life.
But he's worked from home for 30 years. It's what James Bryan kept saying. He's worked from home for 30 years. So is it one rule for one? It's like, if you want wealthy people to do better, you pay them more money. If you want not so wealthy people, you just pay them less. It's that kind of attitude, But
also, a lot of companies are discovering that they don't need to pay inflated rentals on flash offices to get the best from their workforce. Why not, for the companies, save your overheads, preserve your overheads, go for flexi working hours.
Yeah, Brenda Tyrrell says her son is so much happier now he doesn't have to commute.
Yeah.
I think that must be really hard if your partner, you've seen an unbelievable difference in them, and therefore your relationship, whether that's a child, a sibling, a partner, and you know what's coming, that you're going to go back to that life.
Yeah.
And that's why I think some people are hanging on to the idea of restrictions, because to have those restrictions lifted, and I don't think there's any shame in this, there is a fear of what you're going to have to go back to that was making your life unhappy. You know? I would definitely, if I worked in a job that was demanding me travelling like that every day and being in an office, and some people were saying, you know, my office is really toxic and I'm unhappy in it.
Did you know that there's the largest...
I would be really nervous about the restrictions being lifted, because I think, I don't want to go back to that life.
But do you know there's been an enormous increase in people taking early retirement from the age of 50? Because they're just like, fuck it. Look, balance of life. Why are we put on this planet? Are we actually put on this planet to be unhappy every minute of every day, having no money, working hard all the time, or are we actually trying to find some kind of balance where there's a reward? You know, so people who take early retirement, I doff my caps to them. To just
Deborah
do it.
Holsworth says the pandemic has made her realise the work-life balance. She's gone to a part-time job. Good for you. Christina C. Couldn't agree more. My husband has started at a new company where they value family time. I love that. That should be, you know, when you're offering people private health insurance, you're offering them insurance. What is your opinion as a company to family time? And it should be something that becomes okay to ask.
Very different for Julia Walker as a teacher.
It's making the world of difference. Good riddance to 10 years of 14-hour days.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, there are some jobs, as you say, Julia Walker, where that just isn't the case. You know, but it makes it different being a teacher. Like being a homeschooling parent. You take half an hour out here or there to do something like this, and then you go back to teaching. It's like, you know, there's flexibility to come into everything. And what happens is there are people out there who are so jealous of people who have choices or make choices that they themselves don't feel capable of making, that they have to sort of hate on it. And that's such a shame, isn't it? It's like, as far as I'm concerned, surely you just want, why would I not want someone else, regardless of their circumstances, to be as happy as they could?
Yeah. That was another thing James was asking.
Why would you not want that?
He's going, why are people so angry with people saying I'm enjoying life?
I don't understand it.
It doesn't mean you are lazy if you're enjoying your life and you've got a better work-life balance.
It's a little bit like people who get annoyed with influencers and everyone who earn a living from doing what we do and all this kind of stuff. It's kind of like, well, it's just what we do.
Someone somewhere knows to the grindstone mentality that isn't actually all that productive. And that's what a lot of people were saying on this phone in. They were saying, I'm more productive. I'm more productive and I'm happier. And so how can anyone argue with that?
No, I agree. I totally agree. Well, there you go, guys. That was a kind of nice heated
lovely,
debate.
As usual. We love you guys. Hit the thumbs up just underneath me. Some of you can only do it once the film is finished. It would be really nice.
And some of you can't do it at all because you don't have a YouTube account.
It'd be really nice if you did that.
Have a lovely day. As I say, Members Live will be landing later. I'll notify you when that is on the community tab. And otherwise, have an absolutely lovely day.
We love ya.
And I'll see you after my vaccine, second jab.
Bye.
Bye. Group hug. Xander hug. Oh,
Xander hug.
Xander hug. Oh, bless him. Bye, guys.